All right, we're going to build this town hall building right here. You're going to love this one. It's a great addition to the Christmas village. I'm going to use this from time to time throughout the build just to reference so we know where all the pieces are. But first, let's start with the glue that I'm using. You can use whatever glue you want. I'm using this Loctite Super Glue Gel Control, and I'm using this primarily because it's easiest to use during these videos so that I can assemble things quickly along with you. But I've also learned to kind of love it for other projects as well. I have it in both the, I have the Loctite version, I also have Gorilla Glue, and these work equally well. When I'm trying to do something really precise as far as placement's concerned, I like this one better. This one here is a little less precise, but they both work really well. You can use whatever you like. So let's first go through all the pieces. It looks like a lot here, but I've got them organized in somewhat of a logical way. So let me identify all the pieces, and then we will assemble it part by part. So starting all the way over here, I've got the 4 pieces to the tower. This piece right here, the tall piece that has the clock tower in it. The front, the back, and the 2 sides, and then the trim that goes with it. Then I've got the 2 roof pieces and the roof trim. Then going around to the back of the tower, I've got this piece here, which is the left end of the long building behind the tower. Then this is the front right here with the 2 windows right there. And then we also got the back with the 3 windows and the far right side of the long piece in the back. Then the 2 roof pieces and the 2 roof trim for those. Of course, we've also got the window trim pieces here. Then we've got the planter boxes. There's several of them in the file. You can use as many as you want. Here's one that's just assembled already. And then there's all the pieces and the bushes or the plants there. We've got the 4 pieces that make up the stairs there for the front of the building. Some more trim pieces that go around the side of the building. Then we've got the revolving door here, the decor that goes right above the door, and then the roof piece that goes right above the door as well. We've got the 3 pieces that make up the clock. And then, of course, we've got the trim here again. So make that all the way around. That's all the pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start assembling some of the smaller pieces before we put together the larger pieces. For example, we'll put together the clock. We'll put together the planter box. We'll put the frames on the windows. And then we'll put together the tower and then the long piece in the back. And then we'll put the roof on and then the trim. So that's kind of the way we're going to go. So let's start with the clock. There's 3 pieces to the clock face. Then there's a ring that goes on it like this and a ring that goes on top. You'll notice that they all have numbers on them. There's a number 1 right there, a number 2 right there, and it doesn't matter which way you rotate this, it's the same. There's number 2, and then this one has a 3 that's engraved right there and a little circle that indicates that this goes like this. In other words, the number does not face up, the number faces down so you don't see it. Now on all these, make sure that you engrave these. Don't cut the numbers. You will be very sad. It'll cut all the way through. So make sure you engrave those. And then they just stack just like this. And when you glue them together, if you will align these shoulders, let me see if I can get it to the camera here. Align these shoulders perfectly. Then when you get done, I won't be able to do this really well when it's not glued, but you'll be able to slide these pieces up through this, this piece. And these 2 shoulders will catch on the back and it'll be perfectly aligned. It'll look great. So let's start by gluing the clock together. All right, once you have the clock glued together, you can then take the front piece of the clock tower and you can take your clock and just push it right through the holes in the clock tower frame. And this is why it's really important to have that straight, because if you don't have it straight, it does not go through there well. But in this case, I just barely have it there. And you'll glue it just like that. I'll set that off to the side. Now we can glue the frames on the windows. You can do this in whatever order you want, but let's glue the frames onto the windows. All right, we've got the frames on the windows. Let's move those out of the way as well. We'll get back to those in just a moment. Now we can glue together the planter box. There's 4 pieces. They stack together just like this. So you'll take the bottom one that has the score line on it, and you'll take the next one that is the filled shape there, and line up these two squares on the corner, just like that, and line up the back so it looks just like this. Like that. And then the next piece is this open piece. You'll glue that right on top. And the last piece is this insert here. Now, there is a right way and a wrong way to put this in. The right way is like this right here, so that these two rectangles are up against the back of it. So it ends up like this. And then you put the short trees or the short bushes in the back and the tall ones in the front. That way, the bushes will not hit the window frame that will end up above it. So let's glue this in. And it looks just like that. And then I'll let you glue your trees in there, but again, make sure you put the short trees in the back and the tall trees in the front. All right, we can go ahead and glue the stairs together as well. They go together, it's pretty obvious. I don't think you can do it a wrong way, but you've got the bottom one, you've got a score line on it. Make sure you line this up with the score line and make sure that these shoulders here are nice and lined up together just like that. Then the next one goes on just like that, and the top piece goes like so. All right, and there's the stairs. We'll put those off to the side. Let's do the revolving door. Now, there's only one right way to do this. If you put it in like this will be correct, so that the top of the door, I'm sorry, this is backwards. See how the top of the door goes too high and the bottom is hanging off a little bit? Flip it around like this, and you'll see that the bottom aligns perfectly with the other piece, right like that. All right, that's the correct way to put it together. And then this last piece, we will assemble this after we assemble the door, and we'll put the door frame on and the decor as well when we assemble the door. Let me see if there's any other pieces. Nope. Let's go ahead and now put together the tower. So we're going to start with the front of the tower, and we'll take the right side. It actually doesn't matter which side we start with. Let's do the right side, or I'm sorry, the left side. The side that has the slot in it right here is the one that goes right here, because the rest of the building goes off this direction, just like you see here. And you see that's the slot that's right there, okay? So this piece goes here, then the back piece goes there, and then the other side is this one here, which will go right there, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this now. All right, so I've got the tower assembled here, and the next thing we can do is we can put the roof on, and that will help keep it stabilized some more as we are assembling. So I'm going to do that now. Here are the two pieces for the roof. They go on just like this. And then you've got two trim pieces to go over the slots there, as you will see here in this one, just like this. You can put the trim on afterwards or before. I'm going to go ahead and put it on before so that I don't have to worry about it sliding around. But that is totally up to you. The one downside of putting the trim on first is that you have to eyeball this to get the slots in because you can't see them very well. But that's not a big deal. You can do that whichever way you prefer. So I'm going to put the trim on both the roof pieces now. And just make sure you get it nice and squared up on all the edges. Now I can put the roof on. I can put some glue right here on the edges. All right, the tower is now complete. Now I think the easiest thing to do next is probably to put on the stairs and the door, and then we can build the rest of the building. You can again do it whichever way you want on that one, but I'm gonna do the stairs next. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the stairs, and they're gonna go right here. We're gonna glue them on there in just a moment, but I wanna show you how all this goes together. Here's the frame for the door. Let's take a look at this one. We'll look at it together. Here's the roof and the door frame and the revolving door and then the decor that goes on top. So as you can see, the two roof pieces, this larger roof piece goes inside the door frame. So we'll grab that piece right here and we'll take the door frame. Oh, I forgot where I put it, right there. And you see there's a slot right here. What's going to happen is this piece is going to slide right up in like this. You see that? And the tab is sticking out on the back. See that? And then that's going to then slide right into the slot that's there. Let me see if I can hold this up so you can see it. You see that it's sliding right into the slot that's right there. You see that? Right, like that. And it kind of positions itself perfectly once you get it in there. So we're going to glue these in together just like this. So let's first, I'm going to glue this piece into the door frame, just like that. I don't have to worry about getting glue in here because it's going to be glued up in there in just a minute. So that's not going to matter a bunch, or at all actually. Just like that. And then right into this slot here. Just like that. Oh, and you should definitely put glue on the door frame as well. I didn't do that. I should have. Now let me show you this next part. Getting the door in there, there's a couple ways to do that. There's a tab right there that goes up into the circle on the door. We could put it on when we put this on there, like I did not. Or we could also put it on with the stairs, and that's what I'm going to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this right here. We're going to put some glue on the ends of the stairs, put it right in like this. But as we get ready to glue it, we're just simply going to take this piece here of the door. We're going to slide it right into here and just hold it for a second and put the stairs in here, and then that will hold the door from falling through the door frame. Hope that makes sense. You could have also done it the other way and done the stairs first and then the roof. Either way works. So put some glue right here and then watch what I do. Okay, now I'm going to take the door. I'm going to put it right in like this. I'm just going to hold it for a second just so it doesn't fall in. I'm going to align the stairs with the bottom of the building, and the left and the right, kind of get it nice and centered up, just like that. And the door is going to be a little loose, but that's okay because it can't get out of there, and it can slightly rotate if you wanted it to decide what angle you want it to be at. All right, so once that's dry, I'm going to set it down like this. And then what we need to do is put on this piece here on top of the roof, and then the decor on top of the door frame. Let me hold this up for you so you can see it again. A couple of things I want you to notice. There's some gaps right here at the stairs. That's so that the trim can go right up behind it, which is great. So we're going to put this half circle piece right here, right there. And then the trim, the decor is going to sit right in the top of the door frame, just like that. Okay, now we're going to work on the rest of the building, which attaches here. You see that we've got a piece that attaches right here, right here, and it works all the way around, and it attaches right here as well. This should be pretty straightforward. Let's grab our pieces, move all the trim out of the way. And so we've got this piece here, which comes out the back right like this. And I'll just balance it for a moment. Then we've got the long back piece right here that goes just like this. The end, and then the short piece that goes around the front. So follow along with me, but this is pretty straightforward. We'll glue this together as we go. Okay, here's a mistake I made. This piece does not go there. It goes in the back. So that's a fun live mistake to make. Don't do that. This is the back piece. Goes in just like that. So this piece here goes in the back right here, not in the side of the building, in the back. Don't be dumb like me. Then we've got the end piece here, goes like this, and then this piece comes back toward the building and goes in the place where I originally put the other one. All right, now we can put on the roof. That'll give it a lot more stability. And then we'll go around and we'll put the trim on last. Same as before, we'll go ahead and put the trim on the pieces first. However, you could definitely put it on afterwards. It's totally up to you. In fact, in this case, I probably will put the trim on afterwards because I want to be able to look down and see where these tabs go. So I'll go ahead and glue the roof on, and then I'll glue the trim on. All right, now we're ready for the trim. Let me give you just a couple tips on the trim. What you want to do is you want to put the side trims on first, all the way around the building. Sides, side, and side, and then the front and the back. And the reason is, if you'll see here, the front trim is overlapping the side, and so we need to do the sides first, and then the front and the back. So let's collect all of our trim pieces here. And you'll know that the front piece of the, let's start with the front of the tower. The front piece here, I'm sorry, we're not doing the front, we're doing the sides. The side pieces will be straight at the top. So that'll be like this one here. Move that under the camera for you. And this one here. And you see this one here on this side will be a shorter angled one. So that'll be this one here. So let's collect those three pieces first, and we'll put those on, and then we'll work clockwise around the building. All right. I'll see if I can leave that one there as visual reference. I think I can without knocking it over. Let's move that over here. Okay. So let's work around the side together. So first of all, we've got the two tall ones, and the top is the one that has the smaller of the stones or the bricks there. This is the bottom. So this one's going to go here. You're going to just square it right up with the bottom of the building and the right side. Then the other piece just goes like this. Again, the small piece goes at the top. Then we'll move on to this side here. Again, it's this piece just like this. And you can tell because it follows the pitch of the roof. Square it up to the bottom and the left side so that the trim can cover it when we come around the other side. So you notice here again, we've got angled pieces. That's this one right here and this one right here. So we'll put those both on. Again, square them up to the outside so that the front trim can overlap it. And then we've got one more side trim to do, which is this one right here. And that one is going to be flat at the top, so that's going to be this one. Oh, we've got one more. We've got one more here, which is right there. And that again is going to be this one right here. This one right here goes right there. I know I say it in every video, but I'm telling you, the angle of the camera is really interesting for me. So a little challenging. All right, and now let's work around from the front. I don't think I can balance it like that, so I can't, but we will do the fronts and work our way around. And we've got the two front pieces, which this will be pretty easy to tell because this one follows the contour of the roof, just like this. And it slides down right behind the stairs to make it align perfectly, just like that. And then the other side has the opposite roof pitch, and it goes just like that. So let's glue those on. We've got this corner here. This one's going to be one of the straight ones. It's going to have again, the smaller of the bricks here and the large one at the bottom. So this goes on just like that. All right, then we've got all the way around here to the back side. So now we've got these back couple pieces. Let me see if I can balance it here. Got this piece that goes right here. Got the two ends. Again, the smaller brick there goes at the top, the larger goes at the bottom. Oh, and then the last trim piece we have is this one that goes right up in here. All right, and that's all it takes to put this guy together. What you can also do is you can take the planter boxes and glue those wherever you like here. You can glue those right along the front. Just, again, this is where the placement of the bushes comes into play. If you put the tall ones in the back, it will hit the window frames, but otherwise you can glue them all the way around the building wherever you want. And that's all it takes to put together the town hall. I hope you guys love it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd love to see what you guys make with this whole village.